Welcome to our channel. Today we're sharing secrets for growing tomatoes with minimal effort while still achieving the highest yield possible. First up, we're diving into soil preparation, a critical step for any successful garden, especially for tomatoes. Tomatoes are known to be rather finicky plants, craving nutrient-rich soil that's well-draining and filled with organic matter. Here, amending your soil with compost or aged manure can be a game-changer. Both compost and aged manure are packed with essential nutrients that enrich the soil, boosting its fertility and enhancing its structure. You might be wondering, why is soil structure so important? Well, a well-structured soil allows for better water retention and drainage. It also makes it easier for the plant roots to penetrate deeper and spread out, accessing the nutrients they need to thrive. Now let's talk about how to incorporate compost or manure into your soil. It's not as complicated as it might sound. You'll want to mix the compost or aged manure into the top few inches of your soil. You can use a garden fork or a shovel for this, turning and mixing the soil until the compost or manure is evenly distributed. Remember, the aim here is to give your tomato plants a nutrient-rich environment right from the start. By mixing in the compost or manure, you're ensuring that these nutrients are readily available to your plants, promoting strong and healthy growth. Soil preparation may seem like a mundane task, but it is the foundation of a thriving garden. It sets the stage for your tomato plants, providing them with the nourishment they need to grow and produce a bountiful harvest. So, don't skip this step or rush through it. Take the time to properly prepare your soil. Your tomatoes will thank you for it, rewarding you with a higher yield and healthier plants. And remember, a little effort in the beginning can save you a lot of trouble down the line. This ensures that your tomato plants have access to the nutrients they need to grow strong and healthy. Stay tuned for our next segment where we'll discuss the importance of proper plant spacing. Until then, happy gardening. Now it's time to talk about proper spacing. Tomatoes need adequate room to grow and spread out. This is not just about aesthetics, it's crucial for the health and productivity of your plants. When tomato plants are too close, they compete for sunlight, water, and nutrients. This can stress the plants, resulting in lower yields. Overcrowding can also create a humid, shadowy environment that's perfect for the spread of fungal diseases. These diseases can decimate your tomato plants, leaving you with nothing but a garden full of disappointment. So how should you space your tomato plants? Aim for a distance of about 18 to 24 inches between each plant. This gives each tomato plenty of space to flourish without encroaching on its neighbors. Remember, each plant is on a mission to produce the best and most abundant tomatoes it can. By giving your tomato plants plenty of room to grow, you'll promote better air circulation and reduce the risk of fungal diseases. Watering is another crucial aspect. Tomatoes require consistent moisture to thrive, but they don't like to be overwatered. It's a bit of a balancing act, but don't worry, it's not as tricky as it sounds. Let's dive in. Deep watering is the key. What does that mean? Well, it's all about encouraging the roots to grow downwards, into the cooler, moister parts of the soil. This not only makes your tomato plants more resilient during dry spells, it also helps them access nutrients that are deep in the soil, so aim to water deeply once or twice a week depending on weather conditions. But here's the catch. Despite their love for water, tomatoes don't enjoy waterlogged roots. Overwatering can lead to root rot and other diseases that can seriously harm your plants. So while it's important to water deeply, it's equally important to let the soil dry out a bit between waterings. This allows the roots to breathe and keeps them healthy. Now let's talk about how to water your tomatoes. The goal is to get the water to the roots, where it's needed most. Watering at the base of the plants is a good way to achieve this. It also helps to minimize water waste through evaporation and reduces the risk of water splashing onto the leaves, which can lead to foliar diseases. And what about the time of day? Well, watering early in the morning is generally best. This gives the water a chance to soak into the soil before the heat of the day causes it to evaporate. For a more hands-off approach, consider using a soaker hose or a drip irrigation system. These tools deliver water directly to the base of the plants, ensuring that your tomatoes get the moisture they need without the risk of overwatering. So there you have it. With the right watering techniques, you can help your tomato plants thrive and maximize your yield. Remember, water deeply but not too frequently, water at the base of the plants, and do it early in the morning. Watering at the base of the plants early in the morning can minimize evaporation and reduce the risk of foliar diseases. Lastly, we'll discuss the importance of support and pruning. Tomato plants can become quite large and unruly if left to their own devices. Just like a child needs guidance to grow into a responsible adult, A tomato plant needs support and pruning to grow into a fruitful producer. Now, imagine a tall, heavy tomato plant laden with succulent red fruits but with no support. It would simply collapse under its own weight, wouldn't it? This is where support comes in. You can provide support to your tomato plants with stakes, cages, or trellises. These structures help keep your plants upright, preventing the fruits from touching the ground and potentially rotting or getting attacked by pests. Stakes are simple wooden or bamboo rods that you plant into the ground next to your tomato plant. As the plant grows, you tie it to the stake at regular intervals. Cages, on the other hand, are more like a cage around your plant, giving it a structure to climb on. It's like giving your tomato plant its own personal jungle gym. But providing support is only half the battle. Pruning is just as crucial. Pruning is the process of removing excess growth from your plant, allowing it to focus its energy on producing fruit rather than more leaves. When it comes to pruning tomato plants, you want to remove what are called suckers. Suckers are small shoots that sprout out from the junction where a branch meets the main stem. They may seem harmless, but they can actually drain energy away from fruit production. To prune, simply pinch off these suckers when they're small. This encourages your plant to direct its energy towards growing bigger, juicier tomatoes, leading to a higher yield. Remember though, not to over-prune. You don't want to strip your plant bare. A good rule of thumb is to leave about 2/3 of the plant's overall foliage intact. Pruning encourages the plant to put more energy into fruit production, leading to a higher yield. With these simple techniques of providing support and timely pruning, you're well on your way to enjoying a bountiful harvest of delicious tomatoes. By following these simple tips, you can enjoy a bumper crop of delicious tomatoes. Remember, soil preparation is key, and proper spacing of plants ensures good airflow. Don't forget to water consistently but avoid overwatering. Lastly, support your plants and prune them regularly to encourage fruit production. These strategies will help you grow a plentiful tomato harvest with minimal fuss. So, roll up your sleeves and get ready to transform your garden. Enjoy your bountiful harvest with minimal effort. Happy gardening!